on a cold, moonless night. Hulk found himself deep inside a forest where the air felt heavy and just wrong. A thick, unnatural fog curled around his feet, clinging to him as if the ground itself was alive and breathing. The only sound breaking the dead silence was the slow, tired creaking of ancient trees and faint, ghostly whispers that seemed to call out his name over and over again. Between the deepest shadows, an old granny appeared for just a moment, possibly thin, hunched over, and smiling in a way that made even the mighty Hulk feel a deep sense of unease. Then, just as quickly as she appeared, she vanished like a puff of smoke. Hulk felt an unseen pull, a strange force drawing him deeper into the woods until he reached a decrepit, abandoned wooden house at the very edge of the forest. The front door opened with a painful, drawn-out groan, revealing nothing but pure, suffocating darkness inside. The air was thick with dust and the smell of decay, and there, standing in the far corner, was the granny. She held a small, flickering lantern that did little to pierce the gloom, casting just enough light to illuminate her pale, wrinkled face. Her eyes glowed with a soft, eerie light, and that unsettling smile never once faded from her lips. She didn't move. She didn't speak. She simply stood there, watching. The ground suddenly trembled as Hulk took a step forward, his legendary anger beginning to rise, his muscles tightening and swelling. Thunder rolled ominously above the house, and a brilliant green light flashed in his eyes. He let out a furious roar, a sound so powerful it shook the very walls of the house. But the granny remained completely calm, her smile unwavering. She leaned closer, her movements slow and deliberate, and whispered words that made no sense, ancient words that filled the room with a palpable, chilling dread. The shadows on the walls stretched and writhed, twisting into unnatural, monstrous shapes that danced in the lantern light. Then, without any warning, Granny disappeared into thin air. An absolute, crushing silence fell over the room. Hulk looked around, his anger now mixed with confusion as that thick, cold fog began to pour in, swallowing the room whole. Just as he began to turn away, a chilling, high-pitched laugh echoed directly behind him. He spun around. The granny was standing there again, closer than before, her grin wider, her eyes now burning with a deep, consuming darkness. The screen fades, leaving only her terrifying laughter behind, and the inescapable feeling that Hulk had never truly been alone in that forest.